What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ajen back again for another Alchemy Stars video, and for today I will give you my final thoughts on the two newest Aurorians added into the game, which is Florine and Ruby. So let's take a look at their banner. So generally speaking, meta-wise, both are really great. Waifu-wise, both are also looking pretty good. And that is your TLDR for this video. Anyways, I'll start with Ruby first. I did not summon for Ruby. Why? It's because I don't have any resources left. If I had the resources, I will summon and will try to get her. Not only she looks good, her kit is pretty great too, since converters are more valuable than DPS in my honest opinion. You may or you can argue that there are some options or alternatives for her, but still, that does not lower her value. Just take a look at this team, for example. Sharona, Ruby, Barton, Bethlehem, and Pilishai. There are no portal converters here like Sariel and Kleken, and this team is still pretty good. You can position yourself with Pilishai first, then use one of the cross-style converter, and then teleport with Sharona to the other side of the boss, and use the other cross-style converter, and then fill in the gaps with Bethlehem style converting skill. I think that is a pretty nasty combo, especially if you are fighting a multi-tiled bosses. You guys may think also that if you already have a max BT Barton, you might not need Ruby. That's a fair point, but in the example team that I've said, you can tell that Ruby works really well with an MBT Barton, especially if your Ruby has preemptive strike. Ruby is not as expensive as we think from when she was first teased, since her preemptive strike is unlockable on her first dupe. Unlike the 5-star cross-style converters where you need them to be at max BT to unlock the preemptive strike. And also, you don't need dupes to reduce her cooldown, since she already has innate 4-turn cooldown in comparison to her 5-star counterparts. So, is Ruby a must summon? I believe it depends. If she's your favorite or you really like her and you have the resources, then go for it. But if you don't have the resources or you're saving for someone, then just save. Is she a meta unit? I believe so. Even though there are some alternatives like MBT Barton, she is still pretty great nonetheless. Now, let's talk about Florine. My new best girl, Florine. There's no doubt that Florine is pretty good. She's pretty great. In fact, she brings a whole new thing for the Thunder teams. And the Thunder teams have been starving for a double chainer for a long time now. And now comes Florine, a double chainer in the form of a 6-star unit. So Florine is a 6-star support unit, but let's be real here, guys. Florine is a detonator disguised as a support unit. And that's what makes her really good and OP. You can find a lot of Florine showcases out there, maybe in YouTube, Reddit, Discord. Also, I've made a lot of showcases showcasing her. She deals great damage output, and she can also make your team deal more damage, especially if you've seen my showcase of Unimet dealing 5-digit damage on her chain combo yesterday. When I uploaded that video, that is a Florine showcase also, showcasing how good she really is. So, is Florine a must summon? I believe so. She brings a lot to the Thunder team. And take note that there are no alternatives for her. Like in the case of Ruby, you have Barton to replace Ruby if you don't have Ruby. Or if you just have MBT Barton, you really don't need to summon for Ruby. But anyways, Florine is even pretty good without dupes. But if you can grab a dupe of her, that makes her a lot better. So all in all, these two new Aurorians are really good, and it's a win-win situation for both the meta and the waifu players, since both units are waifu and meta units in one. They are really strong, they look good. What more can you ask for? The only sad part is that if you are not a whale and don't have that many resources, you are torn between the two on who would you summon for. For me, I pick Florine over Ruby, since for me, Florine is more waifu than Ruby, and also, not only she is a waifu material, her kit screams pretty much OP. And that is also I need in my Thunder team to make my Thunder team a little bit better, because even without double chainers, the Thunder teams are already pretty nice, pretty good, especially if you have the essential units. But Florine makes a really huge difference to the Thunder team, and as you've seen in my previous showcases of her, she really is that great. And I think that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could help me grow my channel more. And thank you to everyone who are supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you. Until next time, peace.